closed captioning for this newscast brought to you by Hearing Associates of South Carolina.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12, first at 4.
And we begin this afternoon with Tiger Woods. The LA County Sheriff's Office says speeding caused Tiger to crash 2 months ago, but they say he was not impaired. After analyzing black box data from Tiger's SUV, they say he was going between 84 and 87 miles per hour, nearly twice the speed limit on that sloping downhill drive. The sheriff says that's when Tiger lost control, hit a raised median, crossed a couple of oncoming lanes, hit a tree. The impact so hard, he actually went airborne. They do not believe he was under the influence of anything. There was speculation after the crash about why they did not do a field sobriety test, and the sheriff there addressed that today.
Due to his injuries and the traumatic nature of his injuries, it would not be appropriate to do any type of field sobriety test.
Within the last hour, Tiger himself tweeting about hearing the results of that investigation. He says he's, quote, grateful to the good Samaritans who came to assist me and called 911. He went on to thank the paramedics who got him safely to the hospital. In his annual news conference today, Augusta National Chairman Wrdw also addressed Tiger's absence from this year's Masters.
Tiger Woods is one of the greatest competitors in the history of all sports. And he is and forever will be a part of the fabric of Augusta National and the Masters tournament. Our thoughts are with Tiger and his family and loved ones with whom he shares such a close bond. He is greatly missed this week, and we continue to hope and pray for his recovery.
Also missing this year, the par 3 contest. The family favorite was canceled also back in November, but for practice, another postcard perfect day out there. Azaleas popping, a lot of sunshine. Our crews even spotted Georgia State epidemiologist Dr. Kathleen Toomey out there. Her presence alone seems to speak volumes about how safe Augusta National has made this experience for the patrons. As for the experience of the golfers, Chairman Ridley took a swing at how power hitters have affected the game of golf.
Fortunately, we do have the ability to make any number of changes to protect the integrity of the course. At the same time, we hope there will not come a day when the Masters or any golf championship will have to be played at 8,000 yards to achieve that objective.
Chairman Ridley went on to call this an important crossroads, calling on the governing bodies to come up with some solutions as soon as possible. And speaking of the long hitters, the practice range is the first stop for patrons to see the golfers warming up, and U.S. Open champ Bryson De Chambeau has been putting on a show. De Chambeau is number 1 in driving distance. He's measured a drive with a ball in the air for more than 400 yards. That's 8.2 seconds of the ball in flight. More than 8 seconds. Let that just sink in. His ball speed has been clocked at 211 miles per hour. De Chambeau has altered his body, his swing, and now maybe even his driver.
Obviously, there's something in the bag this week that's very helpful. I won't go into specifics of it, but just know this has been a few years in the making, and I'm very excited for it. Whether it helps me perform at a higher level, I'm not sure, because it's golf. You never know what happens, but definitely from what I've seen on the driving range and what I've seen last week in practice, there's some tremendous benefits to it.
Bryson De Chambeau teeing off tomorrow at 1:36 in the afternoon, and of course, we'll all be watching. An Augusta tradition turning virtual this year. The first event of the Mayor's Masters Experience is tonight. The Eagle Gala, celebrating art and culture and sports. They'll start with discussions about inclusion in college sports and the role of HBCUs. Then there'll be dancing and an artist performing virtually. It all starts at 7 o'clock. You can find the link to register on the website, wrdw.com. Time now to check in with First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale as we look live at downtown Augusta. And Riley, no complaints for 3 days in a row.
Another beautiful afternoon for us, Richard. We're sitting in at 84 degrees currently here inside Augusta. Looking up Washington Road, blue skies here as well, and those winds have been fairly calm, but those winds will be picking up as we head into our Thursday. Now, our current temperatures, everybody at least hitting the 80s, most of us mid-80s out there. Very summer-like afternoon once again for us. If you have any plans to maybe head out, check out some of our awesome local restaurants. Outdoor dining forecast is looking great. By 6 p.m., we're most likely staying in the low 80s, and then still by 8 p.m., mid-70s, looking beautiful out there this evening with some fairly warm temperatures. Now, as we head into tomorrow, that's when those rain chances do start to go up just a little bit, especially as we head towards the end of the weekend. Let's head outside to meteorologist Anthony Barcado for an update on that rain chance tomorrow.
All right, hey there, guys. Yeah, so We're outside, nice weather today, nice sunshine. Those temperatures are definitely on the warmer side, and we're going to be noticing a little bit of a breeze as we continue on through the rest of this afternoon, as well as through parts of tomorrow. So let's go ahead and take a look at the current temperature, at the current wind speeds right now, and we do see winds any sustained be 5 to 10 miles per hour across the CSRA. And as we plan on going through the day tomorrow, we are going to be seeing those winds increasing just a little bit more. Right now, primarily coming in out of the west, and that's going to be shifting as we go through tomorrow afternoon. So any outdoor plans, especially for all at the golf course at Augusta National, we will see those winds start to shift from the west pretty much to the southwest throughout tomorrow afternoon, and even going to be able to see those temperatures increasing for tomorrow afternoon, right around 84 degrees. The winds also picking up for tomorrow afternoon, still out of the southwest, between about 10 to 15 miles per hour. So if you are going to be doing any outdoor plans, again, just make sure to take that into account. Guys, we'll send things back to you. Riley will have much more on the forecast in just a few minutes.
Anthony, looking good out there. Thanks very much for that update. Also in the news this afternoon, the Fulton County DA says she will not pursue charges against that state representative who was arrested while protesting Georgia's election law. Representative Park Cannon was arrested March 25th. It happened as she was knocking on Governor Kemp's office door while he was speaking on live television about the bill he had just signed into law. Today, the district attorney says she will not be bringing that before a grand jury for indictment, adding Cannon's behavior does not justify the charges. Georgia's faith leaders say they're delaying a boycott of several companies set to start today until next week. They're also now planning on holding a protest outside Augusta National somewhere later this week. This as more pushback comes against Georgia's voting law. Mayor Keisha Lance Bottom says she'll work to expand voter access for people there in Atlanta, issuing an administrative order yesterday in response to the law. Her order outlines a plan to make sure everyone there has the chance to cast a ballot. The plan includes training the city's information staff on voter registration and resources, giving information to residents about how to get an ID for absentee voting. And you know those IDs are free. Things like QR codes and links to voter resources in water bills and in city mailings. And developing PSAs with all the new deadlines so people get the news. The CDC is giving states across the country millions of dollars to help with vaccine rollout. Georgia will see almost $96 million. South Carolina getting more than $47 million. Will Rio shows us what this money means for vaccine distribution right here at home.
AU Health says they vaccinated more than 50,000 people on both sides of the river. Health officials say this funding from the CDC is crucial as the vaccine rollout continues and we move to get everyone vaccinated. At our local vaccination sites, the goal is to vaccinate as many people as possible, as quickly as possible. With the CDC awarding Georgia nearly $96 million this week to support local efforts to get people vaccinated, health officials expect production to ramp up in our community. Georgia has fully vaccinated 15% of the total population in Georgia, and almost a third have received at least one dose of the vaccine. The CDC funding is trying to make sure that among those numbers, minority and ethnic groups are being included as well. 75% of the nearly 96 million will target minority and ethnic communities. The rest will go to local health departments. Here in Augusta, with that funding, they hope to target Hispanic and Latino communities the most.
Some of this funding could go toward those specific issues because the vaccine hesitancy issues, again, in each of these communities is different.
Coming up on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we break down where we are in the vaccine rollout and when everyone could be eligible to get the vaccine. Reporting in Augusta, Will Rio, on your side.
Thanks, Will, very much for that. Jurors at the murder trial of ex-Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin heard more today from an LAPD use of force expert. Prosecutors called 4 officers to the stand yesterday who all criticized the fired officer's treatment of George Floyd. Michael George reports more about this 8th day of testimony.
On the 8th day of Derek Chauvin's murder trial, jurors once again viewed body cam video of Chauvin kneeling on George Floyd's neck and heard from an LAPD sergeant who called those actions deadly force.
He was not attempting to resist, and the pressure that was being caused by the body weight could cause positional asphyxia.
The prosecution hired Los Angeles Police Sergeant Jody Steiger as a use of force expert to assess Chauvin's actions.
On May 25th of 2020, Minneapolis Police Department authorized the use of neck restraints, right? Correct.
Under cross-examination, the defense pressed him on whether Chauvin's tactics that day were objectionably reasonable.
Based on what he saw, active resistance, he could have come up and dry stunned him or tased him. Yes. He didn't do that, right? No, he did not.
Steiger pushed back, saying Chauvin had an obligation to render aid when Floyd repeatedly cried out he couldn't breathe.
It was not objectively reasonable. As a officer on scene, you have a responsibility to realize that, okay, something is not right.
Current and former Minneapolis police officers have testified this week that Chauvin acted outside the bounds of policy. On Wednesday, the defense tried to introduce a video to back up their claim that Floyd's drug use and underlying health conditions led to his death.
You hear what he said? No, I couldn't make it out.
The jury has yet to hear from the Hennepin County medical examiner and other medical experts on what caused Floyd's death. Michael George, CBS News.
Chauvin stands accused of murder and manslaughter in connection to Floyd's death. He could face up to 40 years in prison. Another huge chunk of that massive cargo ship that overturned off the coast of Brunswick is out of the water. Take a closer look here. You can see a barge taking a section of the Golden Ray to a recycling facility in Louisiana. We've been telling you about this. It's been going on for more than a year now, but crews are starting to cut another section of that massive ship. But first they had to remove more than 100 cars from inside that one section. Remember, the ship was carrying more than 4,000 cars when it went down between St. Simons and Jekyll Island right there near the shipping channel. Well, if you're not out on the course this week, there's an opportunity for you to watch the action with the community. Tomorrow, downtown Waynesboro hosting Masters Night Out. They're going to be closing off Liberty Street, putting up a big screen to play highlights from the tournament. You can go enjoy some food, even try your luck on a putting green. That's from 5 o'clock until 9 o'clock tomorrow night in Waynesboro. Well, at 98 years old, this World War II veteran has not stopped serving, though it's not the way he used to. Coming up, how he's being celebrated for his latest accomplishments.
And we have enjoyed a beautiful week so far, but rain chances are going to start going up as we head towards the weekend. Have a look at your first alert forecast next. Injured?
A South Carolina Medical Center celebrating a very special volunteer. He's a World War II veteran, but that's not the only thing that makes this guy stand out. Lenny Singer, turning 98 years old, he is not giving up his volunteer work. In fact, he's been donating his time there at the Somerville Medical Center for more than 16 years now. So the hospital honored him by throwing a surprise party right there at the center yesterday afternoon.
You're real surprised, I'll tell you. When Michael called me and said, I want to have a meeting with you. And then one time I talked to Mike and he said, I want to talk to your wife. I knew something was going on.
Oh boy, that was a red flag for him, right? One of Singer's favorite parts of working at the hospital, he says, getting a free lunch. Get your priorities right. I like that. That's a great way to volunteer, and you know he's appreciated there on the coast. Going to give you a look now at a high school gym that's been around since the 1960s. That's a lot of memories packed inside. Crews have been working at North Augusta High School, demolishing the old gym there. They're going to make way for a practice field for the marching band to use. Although the gym is coming down, pieces of it are being given away as memorabilia. Bricks and floorboard will soon find a new home with those yellow jackets who once walked through those doors.
This is a special area. The kids are close, the families are close, and there's a lot of support from the community. And I think that's great. It is grown, but it's still a community feel.
A lot of nostalgia there, but they're making room for the future on the North Augusta High School campus. If you want a piece of that former gym, they're going to be giving those out during the week until 5 in the afternoon. They just ask you to stay away from that construction site. They'll help you out there at a distance. Check in now with First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale. Riley, I love the fact that they're giving those alumni a piece of the old high school gym.
That is cool stuff. A great little piece of memorabilia there. Just all the memories they've had over the years there. But now on to the next stage. But that is pretty cool. They're able to get a little piece of history there. We've enjoyed a beautiful week. Another gorgeous afternoon for us for our Wednesday. We are expecting to stay dry tonight. And most of your Thursday does look dry. We still have that low rain chance for a wave of showers expected to show up later into Thursday evening and even Thursday night. Friday, Saturday, still expecting a good chance to see some showers, maybe even some thunderstorms. But those higher rain chances, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. We're not expecting an all-day rain event Friday or Saturday. It's just that there will be a decent chance you do see rain at some point during the day. High pressure is now moving offshore. That's going to bring back a little bit more cloud cover as we head throughout the day on Thursday. So increasing clouds Thursday, but we should stay dry for most of it. This is jumping ahead to Thursday morning here, just to right around sunrise. That main wave is still well off towards our west, so that's what's going to be tracking towards us as we progress into our Thursday. Now here's a jump ahead to Thursday afternoon. You can still see most of that rain is still kind of near metro Atlanta and then even west of that. So I think during the day tomorrow should be completely dry, a fairly nice day. We're going to see those winds pick up a little bit out of the southwest tomorrow afternoon, what Anthony was talking about. So the calmer winds, those will be going away over the next couple of days. Now the rain threat, once again, for your Thursday evening and the Thursday night, that will be there. But overall, during the day Thursday, does look mostly dry for us. And then heading into Friday morning, first half of your Friday does look dry, but starting any time from around midday Friday into the afternoon, we are going to have pretty good ingredients to see some pop-up showers, maybe even a thunderstorm, and some of those could be strong. Those Storm Prediction Center actually did show some of our northern and western counties underneath a very low severe weather threat on Friday. So that will continue into Saturday as that front just continues towards us. Now, luckily, that front is expected to be moving east by Sunday, so most of your Sunday still does look dry outside of maybe an early morning shower on Sunday. Here's a look at that severe weather threat for your Friday. This is coming from the Storm Prediction Center. They do include some of our northern and western counties underneath this marginal risk, so that is a level 1 out of 5. Anything that does form will most likely not last too long and be fairly brief in severe nature. But the main thing we're watching out for with the storms Friday, mainly those strong straight line winds, and potentially could even see some large hail as well, but the tornado threat very low on Friday. The storm chances for your Saturday look to be mainly afternoon and then into Saturday night. Starting to dry out Sunday, and then early next week looking beautiful with sunnies and 80s.
Riley, thanks so much. A new business just opening up in downtown Augusta to help you be a tourist in your own city. It's called Bike Baby. Tradisha Woodard spoke to the owners about this new business and how they hope it shows what the Garden City has to offer.
I'm singing to myself, Bike Baby. And he was like, that's the name.
In a new city, filled with new opportunities, Alvin and Christina Watson says they wanted to bring something different to Augusta.
You don't have to travel 2 hours to Atlanta to get this experience. It's right here in Augusta.
Bike Baby hosts different events and provides different bike tours, highlighting historical landmarks around the city.
We have several tours that go on during the daytime. One of the tours that we really want to highlight is the James Brown tour. James Brown is the godfather of soul, and this is the birthplace of that soul.
He says they also do nightlife ride-alongs as well as tours, showing off different artworks and sculptures.
I feel like Augusta is just a pass-through city, but we want people to stop and literally smell the roses because it's the Garden City. There's pretty gardens everywhere, beautiful artwork.
They say the city of Augusta has so much to offer, and they're hoping to enhance your experience, pedaling you through the things that makes the Garden City so special.
If y'all want to get your roll on, y'all come down to 126 James Brown Boulevard, and you can bike baby.
Tradisha Woodard on your side.
Easy name to remember. That name's going to be in your head the rest of the afternoon. Good for them. That looks like fun. Millions of personal cell numbers falling prey to Facebook hackers. Why the social media site requires your number at all when we get back. First at 4.
Get in on the fun. Hosted by award-winning broadcaster Neil Gordon. Go where the CSRA goes for legal answers. News 12 Law Call. Every Sunday night at 11:30.
Of all the information we put up on the internet, few things identify us more than our cell number. Hackers got a hold of more than 500 million numbers from a Facebook hack, a 2-year-old data breach that we're just learning about. But Jamie Tucker explains why Facebook needs your number in the first place.
It's been so long, many of us have forgotten that we gave Facebook our cell phone number when we signed up. So I set up a new Facebook account the other day just to refresh my memory. And one of the first things Facebook asked for was my cell phone number. Now, Facebook said I could sign up with an email address, but that doesn't work. Responding to a question on the official Facebook help page, it's made clear you cannot create an account unless you give them your phone number. Now, Facebook says it's to make it easier for you to sign in if you forget your username or password. But look at this. Facebook also wants your phone number to see all of the contacts on your phone. That's one way Facebook gets information to send you the people you may know suggestions. If you've ever wondered how Facebook knows someone you may know but are not otherwise connected on social media, this is how. It connects your phone number to other numbers in your contacts list and to someone else's contacts list. For example, if Bob has Cindy's number in his contacts list and Cindy has Deanna's number in her contacts, Facebook might assume since they're connected with one person, they might know other people in their contacts list. One way around this is rather than give Facebook your actual phone number, use a burner phone or burner phone number that is not associated with your contacts list. That only helps new Facebook accounts. If you want to find out if your phone number was included in that data leak, there is a website with a tool where you just put your phone number in and it will tell you. I'll have a link to that website on my blog, whatthetech.tv. That is What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
Thank you for that, Jamie. Heading tomorrow at the Augusta National, day one of the tournament starting. We are expecting beautiful weather, highs back into the mid-80s. Should stay mostly dry tomorrow. Now look at that 7-day forecast next.
Season 1.
Well, for the rest of this evening and tonight, we are expected to stay clear, and temperatures tonight should generally stay in the 50s if you live outside of Augusta. Inside Augusta will most likely stay even warmer than that, most likely to the low 60s. For your Thursday, we're just expecting a few clouds mainly to build into the afternoon. Those winds will be picking up out of the southwest, anywhere from 8 to 15, and those high temperatures should be back into the 80s tomorrow. There is that low risk for some showers to show up later into Thursday evening and Thursday night. Better opportunity to see some storms Friday and Saturday afternoon before they do clear out later into the weekend. As far as temperatures go, looking pretty warm the next several days and even into next week. Stick with us. We'll have much more news and weather just after a short break.